Good evening. We start tonight with a special report in the wake of the Asian tsunami.
Now, normally the Reverend Sam is helping the people of Morley, but at present their Methodist minister is tending to the people of his home village nearly 6,000 miles away in Sri Lanka.
Yes, the reality of the devastating effects of the tsunami has been brought home to the Reverend Sam as he works out what's the best way to help his community get back on its feet. Well, the people of Morley have made a long-term commitment to help by starting a special charity for Thirukkovil. Our reporter Penny Bustin joined the Reverend Sam on his journey home and has just returned with a series of exclusive reports.
We gather in your presence to wish our dear friend Sam a safe journey into what is an unknown and possibly difficult situation.
Morley leads one chilly winter afternoon, a sender for Sam, weighed down with donations of goods and money. Providing moral support on his quest, his friend and fellow Methodist from Sheffield, Inderjit Bogle. The village where Sam lived into his 20s is on the remote east coast in the worst affected district. 10,000 dead, 130,000 homeless, 20,000 damaged houses. Early morning after a 12-hour drive, and word has spread that Sam has arrived. He hears of how a son grabbed his terrified mother out of the raging water, how this couple lost their home and everything but the clothes they're wearing. A month on and still the shock and the stories are raw. The fleeing father whose children were dragged from his arms, babies drowned in their cots. We head for the seashore in search of Sam's former family home.
This is our roof, yeah, isn't it? Can you remember? Yeah. Because we are the only house had this aluminium sheet roof.
It's like a demolition site. Familiar landmarks gone, a solid brick-built house has simply disappeared.
I want to hug the whole brick and cry because there is no trace of the foundation of the house or the boundary of the land. Not a single moment we thought that this kind and this scale of disaster would strike our village. And it's nothing there, nobody there. It's like a ghost village.
Nearly 500 died in Thirukkovil, 400 are still missing. This is a strongly Methodist village. Many were saved because they were in church further inland when the tsunami struck just before 9 a.m. on Boxing Day. But at this Hindu home, 3 were claimed by the sea. This should be an idyllic location. Blue seas, golden sands, just 100 yards from the beach. But here it's death and destruction. It's difficult to take in. There's a textbook here, somebody's handbag, and here the remnants of a happy family home that once held a 6-month-old baby. That boy is now buried in the front garden. Mother and son rest among the ruins because the village burial site was also hit by the tsunami. This mother was also at home with her 6-month-old son.
Baby sleeping, I am cooking.
Then tsunami, the waters come in, the go into the water, come in, the baby, just go.
The next time they saw him after a frantic search was in the mortuary of the local hospital. Even the young man who volunteered to help carry our equipment had lost family.
Sister and grandmother and dad. Yeah.
In your house?
Yeah, scouts.
You are with us in our joy. You are with us at our times of sorrow.
In amongst the ruins of the village, an impromptu communion service with some of the survivors. A coconut serves as wine. For Sam, who questioned his own faith in the immediate aftermath of the tsunami, this has been a truly testing day. Penny Bustin, BBC Look North, Thirukkovil, Sri Lanka.
Yes, and Penny joins us in the studio now. Penny, how difficult was it to reach the area?
Very difficult. You fly into the capital, Colombo, which is on the west coast. We were heading
due east to Sam's home village, and it's the equivalent distance of Leeds to London, 210 miles. It took us 12 hours. You have to negotiate a range of mountains in the middle of the country, and the area is very remote. It's off the tourist trail. The roads, a lot of them are unmade and made worse by the recent monsoons, which have left them rutted.
So is aid getting through then? We can see the devastation, we can see how much it's needed.
While we were there were reports in the national press saying that 700 tonnes of aid a day was getting into Sri Lanka. I have to say that in the area that we were in, there was very little evidence of that getting through. Now, it may be because, as we've just said, you know, the infrastructure is bad, the roads are bad. We did travel up the coast about 100 kilometres, and we did see aid, we did see non-government organisations and charities in the area. I've spoken to Sam today, and he says that now the Red Cross, Médecins Sans Frontières, Oxfam have arrived in the area, but when we were there, very little evidence. So that's why Sam's visit was even more welcome. He brought tangible help for these people.
But every single person in his village has either lost a relative, lost their home, some just literally have the clothes they stand up. Is there any hope left? I mean, were there any smiles, any joy, any looking forward to the future?
Surprisingly, there was. I've been told before that Sri Lankan people are very friendly, very welcoming, and they were. In the midst of what they've been through, they were still welcoming to us. They didn't feel that we were an intrusion on what they'd been through. Yes, it was a month on, but they are now starting to think about the future and what they can do to rebuild their lives. It's a poor fishing community. At first, people were afraid of the sea, but now they're beginning to think about, can they go back to sea? Can they rebuild their lives?
Penny, thank you. We'll have more of your reports throughout the week.